Good morning, everyone. This is Richard here, and this morning I have my 2006 Sportster. As you can see, it does have some modifications. I've got a 48, a 2016 and newer 48 front end with the wheels, with the brakes and rotors on the front and rear. And today I will be replacing the rear shocks. These rear shocks are about 11 inches, and as you already know, don't provide a lot of travel, and just really aren't that great going through some bumpy roads, especially if you live in an area where the roads are not well maintained. Alright, so what I have chosen to do is go with the Burly brand. My bike, I purchased it for $3,200. I'm already $5,000 into it with, motor upgrades, clutch upgrades, and the swap out of the 48 front end and wheels. So I'm not one of those that's gonna dump $1,000 into the rear suspension alone. So I went with a cost-effective brand, and I went ahead and got me the Burly Stilettos. Now, I'm not a very tall person. I'm only about 5'4", and I'm about 190 pounds. So with the way I ride, I definitely need a little more travel. I'm a little bit on the stocky, heavier side for my height and for the bike. So Burly brand it is. For the price point, I don't think I'll be able to beat what I'm getting out of them. I'm not looking for a super cush ride. I just need some more travel for my weight. And we're gonna go ahead and get this show on the road. All right, basic tools. An adjustable wrench of some sort, and a ratchet with a T50 for the rear bolts on these shocks. I'll be inspecting my package over there to see what other tools I'm going to need. For the Burly brand, I've already started with loosening the bolts. This is the back end bolts or nuts to the lower mounting bolts on the suspension. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting this show on the road. All right, so right off the bat, the general impression of the shocks, they are a tad bit longer, obviously. These Burly Stilettos are 13-inch. So, like I said, I'm only 5'4" with like a 28-inch inseam. So, I'm not gonna go with those big 15-inch stilettos that you see a lot of club style bikes have and stunt bikes. I don't need that much travel, and quite honestly, those shocks are probably just a little bit too tall for me. So the 13-inch shock should be good. Here we go with the Sportster. I got the shocks out. Pretty straightforward. 2 bolts, 1 back nut on the bottom, and we are halfway there. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting these stilettos on. All right, so the shocks come with a few spacers and sleeves for installation. As you can see, I've already mocked one up. I had to adjust the jack a little bit just to get it just right, but that's how they generally sit right now. It's definitely unladen because I still got it on the jack. So we're gonna go ahead and push forward. I installed, or we'll finish installing this. I got a spacer right here for the stock bolt. All right, so these shocks don't come with bolts. You will have to reuse your factory, which are just fine. Obviously, these bolts do get corroded with, you know, with the weather and stuff. So if that really does bother you, I guess you can take a wire brush to them, make them shine a little bit if you want, or polish them up a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. So we're gonna go ahead and push forward. All right, so in mocking up the left side, you have to take into account the brake caliper. Not very much space in there, as you can see. I did have to include or install these spacers on both, you know, the top and the bottom. I didn't do it on the right side, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to need those spacers for the belt guard. I didn't pay attention to that, so silly mistake on my end. I didn't notice any interference really until I went to the brake side, which led me to look at the right side. So it looks like I'll be doing this right side again. So I will not include the footage of reinstalling the right shock. It's pretty straightforward, not trying to insult anyone's intelligence, but just some things to pay attention to. Don't be like me, don't be in a rush. Take your time, install it right. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so here we are installed. I got the clearance I need. Put that spacer in right here. Can't really see it up here, but it's tucked under there. The original shock bolt covers will definitely not fit on these shocks because of this spacer right here. They fit right there. And on these Burleys, you don't have that tapered spacer, so they're not gonna fit. I went ahead and installed those spacers that I needed to move this away from the belt guard, so we're good to go. All right, here we go. You got my little Sportster here with the 13-inch Burly Stilettos. Definitely does sit noticeably higher. I definitely am digging these. Bike's got a little more lean to it as it sits 2 inches taller on the same kickstand, but that's all right because it's not anything excessive and I'm okay with that. Time to go out and test out the suspension, see if it was an actual improvement or did I just waste my money? More to follow.